Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. And today we're back into our play by email of WarPlan Pacific. And it is now March 23rd, and what does that mean? The UK and the US finally get some transports. It is game on. Action is ready to commence from the Allied side. Always an exciting moment because early in the game as the allies, you're just waiting on those transports. You can't do anything really offensive. Yeah, you could navally, but it's not a good idea. How about that? But now we have transports. We can start moving things around the map, and the game becomes a lot more dynamic. Okay, so anyway, we've got our new transports. We didn't get anything else on the reports, interestingly enough. Forces, we're continuing to build. Let's build, build, build. Casualties, you'll see that didn't change much. Our units, so on and so forth. Let's go look at the combat log for last turn. There was a little bit of land combat, but not a whole lot. Let's click on that. That was out here in China, and it looks like we've stymied this advance a bit. It feels like the Japanese player doesn't really know how to break through here. Now, if you get a very aggressive Chinese player, they are just attacking continuously in China. Here, there's kind of a hold. He's holding on. And, it's interesting because we will get to a point here where we can certainly go on the advance ourselves. And, the Japanese early in the game pretty much need to be attacking because our production will overwhelm at some point. So there was this attack out here. We did take a strength point loss, but we held. In the current turn, we had partisan activities, of course, because we always do. A lot of that going on in China. Okay, very good. So we haven't, lost any ground this time. In our advancement queue here, we're down to 152 days until these Brits can really naval air train some stuff, or it'll go up to 42. Let's put it that way. U.S. 147 and their assault units will go up to a 42, which will be helpful when we finally start attacking the Japanese ourselves. The rest of these quite some time away. The Soviets, of course, the Soviets, they're gonna have these great advancements and whatnot, but we can't use them just to tease me, to tempt me. There's no tempting. You can't jump the border. The Chinese are actually the closest ones to advancing. Part of that was they started in 1939 with their assault units. We've got it on 4. They're down to 127 days and they'll be in 1940. I think the Japanese player needs to have taken, advantage of the advantage that they have out here early in the game because the Chinese do start so far back in advancement level that the Japanese have much stronger armies. But as time goes on, that starts to erode a little bit. Again, our alerts up here are just going to be the partisan activities. They're happening all over China, and they're happening some down here in what becomes Vietnam and Cambodia, and down, I think there was one over here in Thailand maybe as well. Um, Okay, that all looks good. Combat log, advancements, convoys. I think we're still doing fine here. We still don't have any new merch marines for the United States, and that's the real deal. The UK, they can only send out a certain percentage of their production, and we don't want to let that oil go. And so they're going to be sitting here, kind of sending the same amount, 12 into India, 4 into New Zealand on the production, 1 and 1 on the oil. U.S. again, we're building merch marines, but this is what they've got for now, and it's 2 and 1 to New Zealand, 34 and 3 to the Aussies. Okay, we'll kind of spin through the build queue here really quickly. UK does not quite have enough to build a new unit. They're still doing, a lot of upkeep. The US doing a lot of upkeep as well, but now has 492 in the stockpile, which would allow us to do another naval vessel, let's say, or more air units. So that's good. We've got a lot of land units that we need to move for the US, and so I kind of take this interim time. Now, of course, you want to build them in a, advanced. They take 60 days to build a ground unit, but I'm going to take this a little bit of time and try to build out some air units. Soviets, okay. The Chinese, most everything going to reinforcement and upgrade. I say most everything. It's 63 of the 64 points of production that they have. The Australians are now up to a 98 stockpile, excuse me, even though they are doing quite a bit of upgrade. And so, I say quite a bit. It's a little less than half. We could probably bump this yet again, but they're going to be able to build an infantry unit this time. The Canadians are getting close to building an infantry division themselves. Whoa, look out! Look out! Here come the Canadians with their second unit. Communist China, it takes 180 to build a communist army, and so they're not using any for upkeep. This is just clicking away 13 at a time. It's another reason why the Japanese need to be pretty aggressive early on. India, 73 in the stockpile now. I do believe they will be able to build another unit, even though we're doing quite a bit of reinforcement and upgrade. And then finally, the Kiwis, they are doing 8 of their 11. Their stockpile's now up to 25. Eventually, we'll get to a point where they can build a new unit. Okay, we'll come back and build those in the near future. What a teaser that is. Uh, yes, we will. Okay, so if we look out here at India, we've still got our British headquarters here, Madras. Okay, we've got our Iron Curtain here at Calcutta. That all looks good. It seems like he's being very reticent, maybe, about moving this way. This does look imposing, I would agree. We've now built this infantry corps large into a 30 of 30. That's awesome. And let's hope that that also pops up to a 1940 anti-tank here at some point. This is 10 of 10, 9 of 10, 10 of 10. So we had enough time to build all of these units up to full strength, and that is a very good thing. Now, if we just move over here a little bit, you can see he is trying to start to get into China with these forces, which is interesting. Um, this is a very hard approach to make. There's, kind of good defensible terrain. We're all dug in here now. And so, you know, we're going to move this unit back and we're going to get this unit. Let's put the supply on and see. We're going to put him on these hills. We may eventually go there, but let's put him there now. That's the advantage of being on the road. You can really move with those movement points. So he's going to sit there. If he does come this way, we'll just have to shift a couple of units over. I think we're in a good position. We've got, eh, I say good. It's not great. Let's put these up to a plus for these 15 and 30s now that we think they may get some action. He's a 10 of 15. That's fine. 20 of 30 is fine. 10, 10, 10. Okay, those all look good. We could always move this unit back into a little more defensive position. It looks like maybe he wants to strike out this way. He set his sights potentially on Kunming, thinking, man, Changsha is really tough to take, which it is. Also, we've got a lot of units here protecting Chongqing, Chengdu. Um, yeah, there's not really a whole lot of reason to move any of these. We could bump that up just a little bit to priority. We've got the Mountain Core down here kind of waiting. He doesn't seem to have advanced much here. We will look at this, 17 of 30. Okay, he's up to 8 of 15, 9 of 15. Um, I guess the 8 of 15, we'll keep them on pluses for now. They're kind of in the front lines. These all look fine. That's a 9, 9, 10. Okay, 10 and 9. He's a 9, but he's on the front lines. We'll keep him going. 12. When I say keep going, we'll keep him on priority. You see the little plus there. Let's take supply off. I always think the game's a lot prettier without supply on. I love the look of the counters. I know some people it turns them off, and I get that. But I'm an old hex and counter person. This looks like a board game to me. A board game where the counters are actually not all messed, kind of turned sideways or cockeyed or anything, which drives my OCD nuts. 20 of 30, these guys all look great. We'll keep them on priority just because they're going to get a brunt of the action, but this all looks really good. Now, he's moved this unit, which is his really strong unit. He shifted these two, which, Only by staring at the board so long do you notice such things. But this used to be the 8 for combat effectiveness. But I think he's kind of given up on Cheng Shao a little bit. Looks like he's moved him over here, which should kind of maybe guide us a little bit, and maybe makes me want to move this unit down this way. This is only a 7 of 15. Let's bump that up. What is he? 8 of 15. Let's bump him up too. He is actually gonna move. He has been pushing this way. All right, let's go ahead and move him up here and give them just a little more. Because we don't want him to, if he breaks through here, he starts to threaten Lan Chao, then we have to back up again, then they move forward again. In some respects, I wouldn't mind that, but let's defend up. Let's defend up. Nothing to do out here, of course. We've got I haven't gotten to my deployment queue. What am I doing? Perth, that's fine. Melbourne. Okay, all of these are going to be fine, right? We've still got the Canberra in here. We're not ready to really go after it with our naval forces. Now, it looks like he is massing everything right here. Okay, and so he's probably going to come try to take Nomaya. He is now taking Port Villa now, or Villa. I guess it's not two L's, so it's Port Villa? No, it probably is a Y. Villa. No, Maya. Okay, we still got our sub here. He also has, so he's got two ships in the area. Okay. He hasn't moved on Suva at all, which is a little surprising. Um, Tonga, this British unit's now a 10 of 10, if you can believe it. At Nomaya, he's now a 10 of 10. We can take him off priority. Pago, okay, we could put him on, but in some respects you may waste some. He seems to have given up this Canton Island. Well, I don't know if given up is the correct way to put it. He seems to have pulled back from coming out here to Canton because of our sub attack. And I kind of like having these subs at Pago Pago. Everything in some respects is in range when they're here. Now, it's nice when you have them laying in wait, and we could go do that down at Nomaya again. You have them laying in wait like 3 hexes off, because that way they can get a shot off and then run, right? And we're still not strong enough to really challenge the Japanese. I do want to get up in their convoy lanes though, and I do think that that's how I'm going to start using the subs. I don't do that at first. Um, Now it's just a matter of where we're going to do that. We could do it in the Indonesian line because they will be sending things through Indonesia now that they have Port Moresby. We could do that up in South China Sea. Obviously, they're sending a lot of stuff through there. Or then you also have East China Sea, which is over this way. How far does that go? I think it goes to, well, it keeps going here. Maybe it goes to Formosa. Excuse me. Yes, it does go to Formosa. It goes all the way to Formosa. And then when you come around here, this is, considered South China Sea from here. And I guess that makes sense because it says East China Sea there and South China Sea. So this is South China Sea. This is the, oh, I'm sorry. This is the South China Sea convoy route. This is East China Sea, right up in here. This is all East China Sea. Okay, interesting. Um, Obviously we'd like to move, be out in this area that's very dangerous. He's got a lot of air assets that especially he could move south in China. He can put them out on Formosa. He could even stick them on the Philippines and try to bomb us. So we have to be cognizant of that. It seems like he's moved a lot of that stuff though. So I am going to go use our uh, subs how you would traditionally use them. So let's move as far as we can this time. That'll bring them out here. They are in raider mode, so they should be much harder to detect, and they really can't be fired upon on much until they're discovered. Let's move this guy through here. We'll have him mess with the Indonesian lane this time because they are bringing stuff into Moresby. Now, just make sure you don't get these suckers next to a land hex. That is, that's how you get killed. So make sure that they're more than one away from a land hex. Okay, so that's the subs. We've got the US subs on the move finally. That all looks good. We've got, did this unit please tell me? Nope, it's still a 5 of 20. I'm telling you, it never gets better. No Maya. All right, we already kind of looked at all of these. These look fine. We're going to keep all of these escorts that kind of escort the escorts. We're going to keep them in port until he is actually on top of the convoy lines. Um, Hawaiian Islands fine, nothing to do there. Okay, so we're over the west coast of the US. We need to do a couple of things. Let's go to our deployment log. The UK has nothing there. The US has the two core and the Hornet. Ooh, how exciting. A carrier. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Let's put this core down. Okay. And then let's deploy the Hornet in San Diego. In he goes. Exciting stuff. All right, let's get off of there. Go over here and we'll just pick the Hornet. We'll get off that DD squad because the Hornet can make it all the way up to Pearl Harbor. So we will do that. And the Hornet is on its way. In it goes. Okay, and so now if we look out at Pearl Harbor, we've got the Yorktown, the Saratoga, the Lexington, the Hornet, the Enterprise. All right, we've got our 5 carriers now, so we're starting to even things up out here a little bit. A little bit. Um, what else? We've got, these battleships, of course. Everybody is up to full steam now here at Pearl. And if we go to San Francisco and we look at our battleships, 3 of 3, 3 of 4, 2 of 4, 4, these are starting to build up as well. And we're going to have a really imposing surface fleet. Now, what? We had that one that was bottomed. It was the Arizona, I do believe. Where is that? It's right here. It's completely repaired now. And so that is going to free up a lot of those production points that have been going into repairing this stuff. Um, they now will be able to go into building new units, etc. Okay, so let's go back to deploy. We've now deployed the US. Let's go to the Soviet Union. Okay, Australia. We'll get something April 16th, so not next turn, but the turn after. Canada, no. Nothing there. India. Oh, we have a new division in India. And just in time. And why do I say that? Well, because we've got a new British unit, which means this British headquarters, we could move this off Bombay and put this unit on. For the time being, I'm going to be a little more careful, but I am going to put him back here at like Hyderabad. We'll put it. Did I want to do that? That's fine. That's fine. We may move him down the road to here. There's no port here, but this is another obvious place they could land. They can't get port supply there though. So really, we've covered off the ports where they could get supply. We'll come back to that and think more about it next time. Um, New Zealand, this all looks fine. All looks good. All right. Now I've gotten a drink. I feel even better. Hold the phone though. All right, we have got these transports now, and what are we going to do with them? So we were talking about British units. We've now got British units. Let's go down here to the one that is in the port. All right, there he is. And how do you do this? Well, he's got 10 strength points, which means he will use 10 points of transport. Embark full operation points. There you go. He turns into a ship. Wow, oh my gosh. What kind of chimera is this? No, they turn into ships. These are transport ships. It still lists them as the division. And we'll back up here. We'll take them into Diego Garcia because as you see, you could not get all the way to Colombo. That is a design choice. Same thing. You cannot get all the way into Perth. It stops right there. And so he does that really on purpose, I think, the designer of the game, to make you think about these transports a little bit more. So he's in there, and you see we've got 0 carriers, 4 surface ships, and now 1 transport. Now, Diego Garcia is only a level 4 port, so for all of them to get supply, we would need to have, 4 or less. It's not a big deal for 1 turn. They've all got plenty of supply. So next time around, and don't click again and don't say, oh, yes, my transport can get there. It's not selected. So we get off all of this. It is now grayed out because it's went into port. You can select the other ones. As you can see, if I do select all, it pulls up those four, but we're going to leave them at Diego Garcia now. So now we've got a unit out to Diego Garcia. We're on the move. Now we'll move this one up into the queue, and he will take the next transports out. Then we will get the command. Now, what's interesting is uh, Alvaro Sousa, the guy that designed the game, decided to call this the Burma headquarters. Well, that kind of tells you where it should go, right? The Burma headquarters would, go up here and fight over Burma. This UK headquarters is the ABDA headquarters. And if you don't know what that is, that's the Americans, British, Dutch, and Australians, or the Australians like to say it's the Australian, British, Dutch Americans. The point being is this really should be down by Port Moresby or in that area. This is the headquarters that goes back into the Dutch East Indies eventually. The other one is the one that fights up here in India, or at least that's how he named it. Now, you can go back and name things whatever the heck you want. Do the names really mean anything? Not that much, but they are giving you an indication. Now, you can see the Brits. The commander here is a subordinate. Commanders are not something we've really talked about. Let's click on that. The Brits have 17 command points. You generally get like one or two each turn, depending on how much you're building. Let's see how much Oshnalek costs. He costs 21 points. So in like three or four turns, we will be able to, and he's a very good general, 776 we will be able to put him in charge of this instead of having quote unquote subordinate who is just, kind of a nameless leader that's not very good, right? So we'll put that other guy in charge of that. But now the UK is on its way sending out forces. So let's get the US moving, all right? Um, this guy, he's in garrison status, dang it. A lot of these are in garrison status, actually. I probably should have taken some off. But let's go. Do we want to get the Marines first or these guys first? We're going to turn some of these back to active, like he's going to go active. You can't embark somewhere that doesn't have a port, so keep that in mind. Some of these are going to have to be shipped out soon. San Francisco, though, I do believe, oh, he is on garrison status. My goodness gracious. Seattle, he cannot embark. He's too big anyway. This guy can embark out of Seattle. All right, we'll take this unit out of Seattle then. We'll embark it. It's an infantry division. It's only got a 5 of 10 strength though. Maybe we'll take this one. He's 7 of 10. Okay, out of Astoria. Let's embark him. All right, and let's get on the ship. Let's put him through the whirligig to Australia. And so off he goes, and you're like, fleet will be at destination in one turn. Let's look down at Australia, and this will be coming in off the west coast. He'll arrive here, and then we can start building up Australia. We'll probably put him in Mackay. We may eventually bring, well, I say we may. We're going to be bringing a lot of U.S. forces to Australia. This is where we're going to launch from, really. We may put some down in New Zealand as well and launch from there, but the vast majority I bring into Australia. Okay, so now we're moving units. Let's make sure over here in the US. Um, Oh, if we look at I did want to point this out. When we look at the queue for the UK, you can see transports over here, 10 now, in use 10. All right, so when they get to the destination and drop off, that turn they're considered still in use. The next turn, so the turn has to flip, they will be back, available to use again, but we have a lot more on the way. Let's go down here. We don't have enough to move this Marines unit because it's now at 11 strength. LA, gosh darn, he's only 5 of 10, huh? Okay, let's put him on extra. He's now moved to active. This core, we could break apart. He's also an active. You know what? I may turn that back to it's not that big of a deal. Let's look down here, 3 and 0, 3 and 0. Okay, they'll be ready to move out soon. We've also got the headquarters, First Army headquarters. Let's go look at this. U.S. has 11 command points. How much does it take to get MacArthur? 13. 13. We also have Stanley Geiger here, who's a pretty dang good general. So those will probably be our two guys. But you can see the asterisk in red showing you don't quite have enough command points for those yet. Let's just make sure. Okay, this guy at Morro Bay would be ready next time. San Francisco, he's ready to go. I believe, no, he's not ready to go. There we go. We turned him ready to go. We'll then move this unit in here when they move out. But we now have transports. We have transports. Move this guy up to Astoria. Yeah, he's a division. That looks good. Move this guy back into Portland. Okay, okay, that's all good. We're on the move. Now let's go over to our build queue. The UK does not have quite enough to build another infantry unit. I do want to build them 42. I guess we could build a 1939 one, but that seems ridiculous to me. Maybe ridiculous is too strong of a word. UK is still reinforcing and upgrading everything. Let's go to the US that now has 472. And what do we want here? Well, we've got several tactical groups, including the one that we kind of got lucky to get out of the Philippines. A ground attack. We could do close support, strategic bombing, naval air, anti-sub this way if we wanted to build it, 42. Tactical group. Yeah, you can kind of call these what you want, but that over here is where you pick what they are. Again, interceptors, escort fighters. It's just all a matter of how we want to build our force composition. I must admit, I probably hadn't thought about this as much as I should have. How about naval training, which would be again a tactical. Oh, strategic group. We have 1942. Tactical ground attack. I think tactical naval air. Even though that's a 41. Uh, this would be, a 42 close support. He's got an 8 range. It's pretty dang good. Naval air training. He's got a 10 range. He's not very good at these things. Let's look at our advancements again for the US, and that can really kind of tell us the way we need to go. Well, unfortunately, it really does not. We've got everything, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. We could build more fighters this time. Um, Naval air is at 41. Our strategic and close support are already at 42, which is very good. We could bump this up. Boy, oh boy, which way do I want to go? He's down to 221 days on carrier operations, which is very helpful indeed. Only 147 there. Interceptors are only 1941. So interestingly, I'm drawn to the things that are 1941 right now. I think I'm going to get off fighter bombers. I'm going to pop up naval air training, and I think we're going to build Air Force, a tactical group, naval air training 1941. Um, 360 is what this cost. Let's look at the difference between the naval air training. Are they all going to be the same? Okay, we can't do that superiority. Okay, so we can basically just call them different things. Although tactical group has a longer range, it's 10. Oh, okay, so these are a little different. Range is 10. If I call it this, air combat's a 4, air combat's a 5. Okay, his tactical is 9. Tactical would be 5. Oh, wow. Is that right? That can't be right. I must not have clicked on this. His tactical would be an 8, but he has less range. His naval air would be a 4. Here, his naval air would be a 3. Well, why wouldn't I always make this ground attack? Naval air 4. I think that's what I want. Let's look at strategic. They've got a bigger range. Huh, this is very interesting. This gives you a lot of choices then. Their air combat is 6. Tactical is 3, which is really what we'd be doing. Naval air is a 2. Okay, I'm starting to get this now. Um, Interesting. Okay, I think I'm going to do this tactical because they do have a range of 10. They've got pretty decent air combat. Their naval air is a 3. His naval air is a 4. It's a little better with a little less range and a little less air combat. Hmm. Actually, now I've just changed my mind. I would rather get the better naval air. So let's do this guy. Ground attack group, naval air training. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the damn Brits. Luckily, it's all of that same idea is going to be. Um, yeah, there we go. Okay. It's the same idea. Naval Air 4, Air Combat 4, Range 8. Let's just make sure. Air Tactical, better range, worse naval air. All right, I think we're going to do this guy. 1941, 3rd Tactical Group, Naval Air Training. Let's purchase you. Okay, excellent. So with the U.S., you can still build more. Let's go out to support. We just don't need any more. We maybe could do Merchant Marine again and continue to build that out. Um, we could potentially do transports. We could also do landing ships. Um, Why don't we go ahead and start building a few landing ships? They only cost 25, so we're going to build those 10. We could do this again. We could do the Navy again. We could do more subs, which I like those. Let's actually do that. Let's do more subs, and we'll go back to support. Let's do. I wish I could do another Merchant Marine, but no, or a transport. Let's do one more landing ship. Um, those are going to be for amphibious landings, obviously. Okay, so we used up 2 turns worth of stockpile there, but we get another air unit. Brits have 60, Soviet Union 72, Chinese 36, 98 here for the Australians, which will allow them to do another unit. Um, 42 assault. Yep, let's do anti-tank for the Australians. Infantry division, let's call it's the 112th Garrison. Okay, 78 points. Off we go. Looks good. All right. So we've got that done. Canada, 74 in the stockpile. Next time, the Canadians will be able to build something. Communists, 116. Infantry Army costs 180. India, 73 in the stockpile. Infantry Division costs 78. I'm tempted to make this a 1941 like anti-tank. Let's do it. Let's do it. And that's, look, there's not enough difference, and you just need as many Indian units as you can get. So let's put that in there. The Kiwis still reinforcing and upgrading. And with that, I think it's a turn, but we're on the move. We're now finally on the move. Come on, US. Let's go. Come on, Brits. We can do this. Uh, Thank you very much for joining me. This has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. I think that I will probably combine this with the next turn as well. So you'll hear me in just a few seconds, but I'm going to go ahead and send the turn back to the Axis player. I'll talk to you soon. Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. And this is back into our PBEM challenge. And it is now April 12th of 1942, and the Allies can start to get on the march a little bit. We've got 10 more transports for the U.S. We will get more shipped out, but let's go look at the combat log, see what's going on out here. Last turn, partisan activity, partisans, partisans, partisans. We did have a little combat in China. It looks like we held the first time. We dealt them one loss. We were entrenched and we were in a forest. Always good things. The second time around, though, we did have to retreat. So we've been knocked back a little bit, but again, nothing to worry about. I don't think that there's a whole lot to do in China. It is now snowing up in the mountains. Okay, we're holding strong there. That all looks good. If we go over to India, we've got, kind of the same deal going on. He seems very reticent to come over here and start attacking. We've got a lot of units ready to rumble if he wants to. On the current turn, we've got partisans, partisans, partisans. Everywhere are partisans. Okay. And we will now go to deployment. In deployment, we've got a comment for the UK. Let's go down here. Now we can put this kind of, anywhere we want. Um, and see a little bit more of what they got. So it's possible that we could get readings on how strong these units are. We could look at these units potentially. What I really want to do though is get over here where he has massed seemingly all of his forces in and around Rabal. Let's place this down in Rabal and see what kind of intelligence we get. Well, not a whole lot. We got we'll see. We'll go out and look at those here in a minute and see how much we actually did get. 27th Division is ready for the U.S. Let's deploy it. We're going to deploy it actually maybe after we move one of these units out. Let's not deploy it. Okay, let's see what else we have. We got to remember we've got a United States force to deploy. We've got more coming in for the Australian soon, which looks good because it looks like he is building up for an invasion of Australia potentially. We also next turn have another Indian unit, New Zealand. Okay, nothing doing there. Now then, if we go to our build queue and we go to the United States, you see transports. We've got 20, only 7 are in use. We sent out that one unit that's got 7 strength, so we have 13 available. Okay, we got 6 strength there, 11. We could send the Marines out finally. We've got nothing really there, you know, 10s, 10s, 10s. This all looks good. They're active. Let's send this bad boy out of the States. Embark full operation points. Okay, they are now shipped. We got to go grab them, put them through the whirligig, and off they go. Didn't we have some unit that's got like 3 strength? We could probably send that one as well if we can find it. It looks like the U.S. has built up some of these now. Oh, also, I guess we'll start moving this one forward and get it ready to deploy. We've got this one in Mar. We got a lot of units back here ready to deploy when we see fit. Okay. Now that we've moved that, let's go back to the U.S. and we'll deploy this one where we just sent that one out from San Francisco. Okay, now he'll be ready to go. Next time we'll get some anti-air defense. We'll get more of that into. This is the ones that are coming out of places, I believe, or did we build? I think we built these. Sometimes I get the games confused. All right, China, nothing to deploy. Again, yeah, this all looks fine. So we've deployed what we can deploy this time. We've looked at the combat log. How are the reports looking? Forces, we're building slowly but surely. Slowly but sure. It's a slow process as the Allies. Once the floodgates open, look out, but it's a slow process. Casualties, okay, most of this was at Pearl Harbor. We've now taken some on land, all right. Japanese up to 30. India had some that are just kind of built-in losses. Naval, the U.S. again took those at Pearl. 3 Merch Marines in the air. Dutch East Indies, those just went off the board. Japan, we've dealt out 16. Not a whole lot of damage, but a little bit. Nothing else we can take because if we look, we've now in use, oh, that's the Brits. In use 17, we've only got 20. Okay, so when do we get our next batch? We get that April 23rd. Oh, we will get that next turn. Okay, well, we're going to keep popping those up, and as you can see, they just keep on coming. We got Merch Marines coming in the not too distant future. Okay, all looks good. All looks good. We got a new battleship, 2 new battleships coming very soon in the next 2 turns total. Got another corps, another division. The U.S. just keeps pumping out stuff. You get stuff every time, pretty much as the U.S. Now that we're in mid 1942, or we're getting there anyway. Um, do we have enough to put in MacArthur here? I believe we do. Yeah, U.S. First Army Headquarters. Whatever you think of him historically, he's good in this game. As is Geiger, really. 657. He's more tenacious, which is that 7 means he won't surrender. 7 is actual combat ability, but we're going to put Douglas MacArthur in charge. There. All right. We also need to ship out these air units. That's why you need transports. Look at all the stuff we have ready to go and no way to get them there. 3 air units. We've got just divisions everywhere. Let's go look at the Brit unit that we have deployed over here. Now, I've gone back and forth. I feel like he's not guarding Rangoon. I almost was going to put the comment down here because I don't think he's expecting that we could potentially fly behind them here at Rangoon. Let's undo this. Let's do this. And as you can see, we can't quite get there and land. There must be a unit there that we're just not seeing. I feel like there has to be. I feel like there has to be. We could land right here, though, which would be quite a shock, I think, for him. That would really open the game up quite a bit. That's why I'm almost tempted to do it. But for now, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. I'm going to mind my manners here. And I don't know. We can put him up in here somewhere. Maybe here. Maybe here. Um, we could even put him into town here and rail him next time. Sure. Let's put him in right here. And then if we click on this, you'll see. Well, hold on now. Wait a minute. Where can he disembark? Let's get off of that. Let's get on that. You can see all the beaches where he can land. Do we have to? I thought we had to have an operation point left. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? 10 landing. Oh, if you don't put him directly in a port. Right, right, right. Okay. I think he can go in here and then disembark. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so he goes right down here. I kind of wish he would have gone the other direction, but that's okay. We've got him in down here now. This is, where we want him. He's a 10 of 10, British 1940 assault unit. That is a very, very good unit to have. As we start to get more of these, we may get a little more offensive. Um, all right. This unit now, we cannot embark him yet until next turn, right? So, okay, he's just going to have to sit here. Deployment, we did that. Reports, okay. We've done war panel. I don't think we have any. Do we have more comment? Yeah, the U.S. can get some more comment. They crank out a lot of these as they do. Oh, that reminds me. Let's go down here. Subordinate. Do we have enough now? We have command point. No, we don't have quite enough. We need 21. Probably next turn we'll be able to put that in there. Our other general for the Brits is Wavell. He is very good. He's a 676 already. We don't need to replace him at all. This unit we may eventually ship out of Calcutta or someplace like that. Um, Down in here into Rangoon. I'm going to make him believe that we're defending here. We're eventually going to sneak around the backside here, I do believe. But there's nothing really else we can do here. China still looks great. I mean, there's just nothing to do out here. We're building our units up. It's going to make this very, very hard for him to crack if he ever. It could be that he's just kind of said, "Hey, I'm going to leave China as a stalemate," which is what happened historically in some sense, and I'm just going to leave a stalemate, which is fine. I mean, it's a lot of resources you have to pump into China to try to take it. So understandable if that's what he's up to. Um, Down here with the Aussies, not a whole lot to do. We've got this unit now up to a 10 of 10. Okay. The air unit still hovering at a 7. This U.S. air unit now up to a 20, and I'm tempted to just start go bombing things, but you can see he's got air cover here. I think he's going to try to hop over here to Cairns, which does remind me we should back this air unit up just in case he comes in here and takes Cairns. We don't want them to be right in the firing line. Now they have a range of 10, so 4, 5, anything out here, you know. Um, we could back him up like 4 and still cover Moresby if we wanted to, or we could just move him down this way or out this way, really. Um, I'm even tempted to put him in Mackay, but we need a land unit there to do that. I think we'll put this air unit. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's fine. He's bombing naval. We're going to back him up and we're going to back the American unit up just to make sure that they don't. have a problem. It looks like he's going to launch a massive invasion of northern Australia here. I just don't want to get in a situation where these guys get caught up in it. Um, I think we're okay, but I just want to make sure. 8 of 10, 10 of 10. All right. We're going to have this American unit that just popped out of here. That's a 10. You're a 10. All right. Everybody's a 10, 10. Um, okay. We've got this U.S. unit now, the 41st Division. Sure. We're in Raider mode. Why not? Let's take him actually to McKay and we'll disembark there. All right, now we got an American Vision up here in the north. So if he wants to come this way, now we're starting to build up a little bit. These guys can cover here, out to here. This guy could actually cover all the way down to Rockhampton. We're not covering Brisbane. Maybe we should. We may move one of these units down at some point. But the Americans are on the move. Next time they'll have even more transports. We put that other one through the whirligig. That's looking good. Is this unit, he has not improved in strength at all. I don't understand that one. Out here at Suva, he's at a full 10. At Nomaya, we're a full 10. We're looking pretty good out here. He's a 10. He can come off that. So it's really just the air unit there. Everything else is built up. He's given us a little too much space and time, in my opinion, but we'll have to take advantage of that, right? Let's go back up to, okay, he's an 8 of 10. Oh, they've come over here. They found our subs, sort of. I don't, they're right here. We could do a sub attack. What does he have out here? He's got 2 ships, so they found us. This is a destroyer. Okay, well, I don't really want to stick around here anyway. Why don't we get up here in his convoy lanes? All right, let's do that. We're going to be a little more aggressive with that. And then we had that other, where's our other submarine group? Where did I put them? Did they come up this way? Gosh darn it. Let's go to our units. All right, let's go to type. We'll go down here to long range sub. Where's the swordfish? Okay, that was the swordfish. Where's the grayling? Ah, they're out here by truck. Interestingly enough. Man, am I tempted to go back here and take a shot, but he's just got a, hornet's nest back here. These guys, actually, I'm kind of changing my mind. I want them to sit. I think he's coming for an invasion. If we sit here, we can pretty much hit him any place where he's going to invade. And so I'm just going to sit right on the northern coast, right? Northeastern coast. I'm just going to sit right there and we're just going to wait. We're just going to wait, see what he does. We got these subs down here. We'll see. We'll see. A lot of rain out here, by the way. One problem we may have out here with is supply. Kind of tempted. Let's just put him where the American force is. This guy is a 10 of 10. Do I worry about it that much? Maybe. Maybe. He's got a 10 range. Yeah, I'll leave him back here. We're going to have to fly him up to get supply from time to time. Townsville's such an obvious place to hit, though. Uh, hmm. I'm kind of tempted to even maybe bring him back down around this way, which we could do, and put the Aussie or the Aussie air unit down here. We'll leave it for like this for now. Let's look back in China one more time. Just make sure these are the guys we want to be getting better. Those are the only ones on priority over here. Over here, we got 20s and 30s. That's good. We could always split those up. We got the 8s and the 15s. To be honest with you, I'm not sure these guys need it, but it looks like he's going to start maybe coming this way, so fine. We could also back him back across the river. Let's do that because they would have to attack across the river down this road. That all looks fine. All right. I mean, I don't think there's too much more to do there. We'll look at the build queues then. Um, the Brits only have 25. They've got a little more upkeep going on now to 10. I say 25. They're upkeeping 25. They do have enough in the stockpile to build another division. Let's do it. let's do it. This one will make assault, 5th division. Perfect. Okay, it'll show up in 2 months. Right, on to the U.S. They've got 269 in the stockpile now. What do we need? Well, shit, I don't know. I mean, we let's get some more air units. Let's wait another turn again and get some more air units. I think we have plenty of transports coming in. We could buy some merch marines, I guess, and really, continue that down that route a little bit. He's not pressuring us in these zones, and so we may as well merch as much as we can. Sure. That'll be here in 6 months. Okay. 169. We'll let that build up this time. Soviet Union. Okay. China. 35. They're going everything, all in reinforcement and upgrade. As are the Australians, but they only need 22. Well, is that true? Is that true? Let's bump them up one more. Canada can now build a unit, I do believe. Yes, they can. We'll do a 42 assault for the Canadians. Maybe that'll get out there and get actives. Then all hell's going to break loose. We've got the Indians, trying to build. They've only got 19 in the stockpile now. Same with the Kiwis. They've got 29 in the stockpile. Not enough to build anything this time. Let's go look one more time. Oh, in that build queue, let's just make sure. Okay, we're using all of our transports. Here we have 3 left over, but we don't have a 3 unit, so it is what it is. All right, all these guys we're just keeping in port. We're not doing jack diddly with them. 81st, 7th. We may build the Marine group next. 38th. Okay. Yeah, these Marine, let's build them some more. I mean, the U.S. got a lot of production coming off in a lot of units that are now in pretty good shape. Um, okay. When I come back next time, we'll see. We'll see if he get. There's a big attack coming somewhere. We just don't know where. Partisans. All right. This has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. I'll be right back with you. For you, it'll just be a few seconds.